Yes, how are we all doing? Welcome to the pre-match build-up stream for Man City versus Wolves in Molineux. I was meant to be at the game, but I got let down. I got let down in the end for tickets. I had everything booked. I had flights and all that stuff booked, but sometimes people let you down. It is what it is. But listen, there's loads to get through. This stream is going to run until about 2:30, and then it's going to redirect you over to Jordy Porty in the studio for the watch-along. But we're going to go through the team news. Matheus Nunes has been speaking. Pep Guardiola's banned from the touchline. This is news to me. I only found out about an hour or so ago. So listen, we're going to go through it all. Like I said, this will redirect you straight over to Jordy Porty in the Main City Extra studio for the official watch-along. He is waiting and looking forward to seeing all of you. So listen, let's get through it. Make sure to smash a like on this stream. It massively helps us. And when you get over to the watch along, smash a like on that too. Subscribe if you're new around here. And this stream is brought to you by Manscaped. You can use code Xtra20 at checkout to get loads of cool gadgets and things to make yourself look nice and clean, whether it's your face, nose, whatever down below for yourself or for your partner. Use code Xtra20 at checkout to get 20% off. Free shipping, I believe it is, worldwide as well. And they're products that I use, so I actually do rate them. But listen, let's get straight into the news. Like I said, smash a like on this stream, subscribe if you're new, and let's have a talk about what's going on in the build-up to this game. Phillips is gone, says AK. Let's see. I believe the team news just came out. I'm going to start off with the team news, and then we'll talk about the Pep thing because it's a bit of a big deal. Pep Guardiola not being on the bench. So in goals, we got Ederson, we got Walker as captain beside Akanji, Diaz, and Ake. Pretty strong back four, if you ask me. Notably, no Josko Vardiol. He's opted to go with Nathan Ake instead, which is perfectly okay as well. You got Kovacic, Nunes, and Alvarez. So what that would suggest to me that it looks like Kovacic is going to play as the defensive midfielder or holding midfielder, whatever way you want to call it today, with the Rodri suspension. Calvin Phillips, he's on the bench. So my suspicions were correct in yesterday's press conference stream that Calvin Phillips would be done. Andrew, I was meant to be at the match. I got let down for tickets in the end, but it is what it is. I'll be at Arsenal next week. I have my tickets for Arsenal next week, so I'll be at Arsenal. But the team. So Kovacic in number 6, Nunes and Alvarez in midfield. Nunes, there are some quotes from Matheus Nunes about his return to Molineux, if you like. Obviously, he left on pretty sour terms, but we'll get into all that. So then we got a front three of Foden, Haaland, and Doku. Now, does that mean Foden's going to play on the right and Doku on the left, or Doku on the left, Foden on the right? The beauty of having both these two players is they're both really fluid, and I don't think either of them will be set in stone. I think it'll be fluid. They'll chop and change onto each wing. You could also see Alvarez drift out to the right, Foden drop into the middle. That kind of front four of Alvarez, Foden, Haaland, and Doku, bar Haaland. So Foden, Alvarez, and Doku, it's pretty fluid. I think you see a lot of chopping and changing. And then on the bench, we got Ortega, Carson, Rico Lewis, Josko Vardiol, Gomez, Phillips, Grealish didn't get the nod today, and Oscar Bob. Grealish, obviously, probably slightly out of favor, coming back from injury. Didn't play his best against Newcastle. And then Doku, obviously, is playing really, really well. So it's hard not to be satisfied with that lineup. I think it's a pretty strong lineup, and it's one I'm pretty confident in. But the obvious thing to talk about is Phillips. A lot of you in the chat saying Phillips is finished. I think he is. I've decided that he's done. As sad as it is, as much as you guys know, I like Calvin Phillips. I think he's done. I think this was a day that if Pep had any idea of playing him at all in the future properly, today was a day where he had to be picked. And Pep didn't pick him. He's gone with Kovacic, who's just back from injury as well, instead of playing Calvin Phillips. It's not a good look for Calvin Phillips. And if I was him, I'd be taking this as a sign that your time is probably up at Manchester City, Calvin Phillips, because with Rodri suspended, it was prime time for Calvin Phillips to slot in and have a go. We get a proper look at him in a strong team in a Premier League game. Pep simply doesn't trust him. And I'm not going to doubt the manager. I'm always going to back Pep Guardiola's decision. Whatever Pep says, that goes, as far as I'm concerned. So if Pep feels Nunes or Kovacic is more reliable, even just coming back from injury, than Calvin Phillips, that's okay with me. That's what Pep wants. But in isolation, Calvin Phillips, chat, man, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good for Calvin Phillips. But what can we look out for today? The defense. Listen, the thing with Wolves is, I'm going to have a look at Wolves' team here before we talk about Pep and his ban. Wolves. Here we go. Right, let's get this team up. Right, so they've got Sa, Semedo, Dawson, Kilman, Totti, Ait Nouri, Gomez, Lamina, Huang, Cunha, Neto. Huang, Cunha, and Neto, they're all really good players. I rate Cunha. I think he just needs to find his finishing boots. Huang is obviously, he's doing really well this season, Huang Yi-chan, and then Neto's on fire. So I still back our defense to do a decent job against them and possibly get a clean sheet. But the big loss is, in terms of defense, is Rodri. Can Kovacic be defensively solid enough? Obviously, he's been playing as a number 8, deployed as number 8 most of the time since he's joined Man City, because that's his natural habitat. But we know he can't play number 6. Is Kovacic going to be able to break up attacks? Is he going to be able to intercept passes? Is he going to be, high pressing? Is he going to stand off? I'm really intrigued to see how Matheus Kovacic deals with a slightly more defensive role today, if you like. He's got to put more emphasis on his defending today and a spatial awareness and, picking his zones and that kind of thing. So it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with that. But in terms of our overall defense, I'm pretty happy. The midfield will be interesting. Like I said, Matheus Nunes has been speaking on his return to Wolves. I'm going to have a look at some of these quotes here because I've actually saved them to read out to you guys, and we can have our own discussion as to what we think. Obviously, the thing with Nunes is he left on a pretty sour note. He left Wolves on a pretty sour note. They did rate him, as far as I know. They liked Matheus Nunes. But when we came knocking, it's a different type of knock. I told you this before the time. When City come and want you, it's a different type of knock. When City come knocking, you generally don't say no. The best manager in the world, best team in the world, trophies left, right, and center. So quite clearly, Matheus Nunes was like, I need to go to Manchester City. I need to take this opportunity. I need to get in the best team in the world for his own career. And that's totally understandable. So to do that, he obviously started dipping from training, making a bit of a protest, bit of a song and dance, applying the pressure to get his dream move to Manchester City. And that would rub anybody the wrong way. It rubbed the Wolves fans the wrong way. If someone did that to us, we'd always be like, what the hell? What's he doing? That's bad form. But you got to understand the game's the game, Wolves. You got to hold that. But anyway, let's find these Matheus Nunes quotes and see what he had to say. And then we'll talk about Pep. I know a lot of you want to talk about Pep, man. So get in all your thoughts on that starting 11. Do we think it's strong? Do you feel confident in that starting 11? I'm sure Jordi Porty will go through it as well. Yeah, Nunes says, it was something maybe I would have done differently, but it was my decision because I couldn't let this opportunity pass by. That's right. That's what I'm saying, man. Man City won the treble last year. We did. I don't know if I'd ever get that opportunity again, so I took my chance. I'll always be grateful for Wolves giving me that opportunity. I know it may upset some fans about my decision not to trade. For that, I'm sorry. I can understand there are some Wolves supporters not happy with my decision to leave. And for that, I'm sorry. I made my decision, but it was an opportunity I couldn't say no to. Man City is a top club with the best players in the world, the best manager in the world. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. When City come calling, players find it hard to say no. If Pep rings you and says, I need you in my squad, I want you, I've selected you, you're finding it hard to say no. You're finding it hard to say no. MCFC on top. I was meant to be at the game. I got let down. I got let down for tickets. I had my flights booked. I had everything planned, and I got let down for tickets. So it is what it is. But I'll be at Arsenal next week. I have my tickets for Arsenal away next week. I will be at that. I'll do a vlog. I'll do fan cams. I do apologize to anybody who was looking forward to a vlog and fan cams today, but it's out of my control. When someone lets you down, there's nothing you can do. But I'm still here. I still wanted to interact with you lot, do a pre-match build-up, and then I'll send you over to Jordi Porty for the watch along. But yeah, why is Pep banned? That's kind of the next thing. Pep Guardiola is not going to be in the dugout for us today. He is banned. I believe it's due to a third yellow card. I'll get the official report now, or the official piece of news. This is all on City Extra's Twitter, by the way, for anybody who wants to go and investigate further. So here we go. Breaking. This was an hour ago. Pep Guardiola will serve a touchline ban at Molineux for Wolves versus Man City today, following his third yellow card of the season. I don't even remember when he got the first two. In the Carabao Cup defeat to Newcastle, Guardiola is expected to watch today's match from the director's box. Pep will be allowed in the Man City dressing room pre- and post-match versus Wolves. He will also be able to conduct post-match interviews. So essentially, he's allowed to do everything as normal. It doesn't say halftime, though. So if we need a bit of a Pep motivation speech at halftime, it doesn't seem like we'll be allowed to have that. But it seems like other than that, everything is normal, bar the fact he will not be allowed on the dugout during the match. But the fact that he's still there, it's a big deal, and they'll have him pre-match and post-match. Mainly pre-match is the big one. You want to have Pep Guardiola's influence in the dressing room pre-match. Do you guys think it's a big L not having him in the dugout during the game? Or do you think the fact that he's there before the match and he'll still get to interact with the players is a good thing? Because I kind of view it two ways. Obviously, you want your manager to be on the sideline, but the players should know their responsibilities anyway. And the fact that he's there before the game to reiterate them, I think it's a pretty good thing. Juan Malilo is 2-0 this season as well, by the way. So we got full faith in Juan Malilo. It's not ideal, Loquacious, but, Pep, he's got 3 yellow cards. The rules are the rules. So, yeah, Pep will not be in the dugout, but, it is what it is, man. We keep moving. Overall, I think the team's pretty strong. I'm really looking forward to seeing Julian Alvarez again. I think he's been absolutely on fire so far this season. Phil Foden, expecting a big performance. And just as a fan in general, you cannot not be excited about coming in to watch Jeremy Doku. Jeremy Doku has been a breath of fresh air this season. I've seen a lot of people do Grealish versus Doku. I've told you all my thoughts on that. I'm not going to do the compare one versus the other, and because you like one, you think the other's crap. I'm just saying, when Doku gets selected, you see his name on the team sheet, you're kind of like, oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be really entertaining. And who are the Wolves fullbacks again? Doesn't even matter, actually, because Doku's going to rinse them. I feel really good about today. I'm very excited. 7 for 7 is the opportunity. I've stressed to you guys a lot in the last kind of few weeks that September, obviously, statistically, for us was one of the easiest starts you could have in the Premier League fixture-wise, but October's a huge month, with Arsenal away, Brighton home, United away. 3 huge fixtures. 3 fixtures that are not guaranteed wins. They're ones that could go either way. A Manchester derby, as shit as Man United are, it still could go either way because of the nature of the fixture. They did beat us there last season. I am going to that too, by the way. I'm pretty sure, so I'm looking forward to that. But to finish September 7 for 7, it's a perfect start. I think that should entice the players to lift the hunger levels today. And yeah, I'm expecting a really big performance. Really big performance. Haaland, an opportunity to find the shooting boots a bit again. He's still scoring goals, but he could have a lot more, I think, if we're being totally honest. But what do you guys make of the starting lineup? Is it a W starting lineup for you guys? Yeah, I see Brighton are getting pumped there. Is it a W starting lineup for you lot? Is there any changes you'd like to see? I mean, in terms of the bench, there's not many big options, if you like. There's not many, you know what I mean? Like, you got Vardiol and Grealish are the 2 kind of players you could say probably will come on at some stage, or if they come on, you know what they're going to bring. But, Gomez, Bob, I rate Oscar Bob. I thought he was sick against Newcastle. Lewis, Carson. You got 2 goalkeepers on the bench. Like, you can see how injuries, it's affecting us. No De Bruyne, no Bernardo, no Stones. Am I missing anybody else? But even just those 3 players are so key. Grealish only if we were 3 up. What are your score predictions? We didn't do a proper preview last night. I'm going to go with a 3-0 Manchester City. I don't know what it is. Maybe if I was going to the game, usually when I'm going to away games, I feel a lot more kind of nervy, but I feel really good about this one. Send in your score predictions. Jerry says 3-0. Jerry McCune says 3-0. What do you guys think, man? There's 130 in the building, by the way. If you do me a massive favor and smash a like on this stream, it really, really, really does help us. And subscribe if you're new around here. We're on the road to 90K. Jerry says 3-0. Turbo Virgin 2-1. Real Mario 5-0. Matthew says 2-0. Marshy Boy says 2-0. Blue Moons Edit says 3-1. James Harrison 4-1. Romy 4-0. Samantha 3-1. Doku and EH9 on the score sheet. What are your thoughts on Haaland, man? What are your thoughts on Haaland? Obviously, like I said, he is scoring goals. I think he's on 7 or 8 for the season, but he probably could have about 15, couldn't he? He probably could have about 15 this season. He's missed a couple sitters. Like, he doesn't look that clinical Erling Haaland we had last season, but that's not to doubt the guy, because I have a feeling today he's going to say iOS update. You know what I mean? Haaland going to score a brace, says Jerry. I think he needs that. Haaland, he just needs 1 or 2 goals today and he'll be back in form. We want Haaland in the best mentality possible going into that big October. The front 4 will all score today. I think this is a good opportunity for all the attackers today. I think it is. All eyes definitely on Mateo Kovacic. How do you guys feel about Kovacic playing as number 6 as well? Obviously, we saw it a bit in preseason, didn't we? Was it the Yokohama Marinos game? And he was pretty good, but we haven't really seen it since. His natural instinct is to be slightly further forward as number 8, but Pep's gone with him. Pep trusts Kovacic. He's a really experienced guy ahead of Calvin Phillips. Calvin, hate to break it to you, buddy. It's time to start looking for apartments somewhere else, in my opinion. I think he's done. Maybe I'll do a video on it after the game and do a proper in-depth talk on Calvin Phillips. Are we sure Nunes isn't the well, the same way I kind of said about the front four, or at least Doku and Foden, or Foden and Alvarez as well, how that'll be fluid. It could be fluid between Kovacic and Nunes. You could see Nunes dropping in into the space. You could see Kovacic dropping in. You know what I mean? It'll be fluid, possibly, or else they'll just say, Kovacic, you are the number 6. I think I prefer the idea of Kovacic as the number 6 today, especially with Nunes going back to his old stomping ground, where I'm expecting a hostile reception for him. Turn up the volume on your TVs when Nunes gets the ball. I would not be surprised if you hear a few boos. If you watch my opposition fan preview with Dave from Talking Wolves, he did outline to me how they were not happy. They were not happy with Matheus Nunes at all in the manner in which he left. But what happened to Calvin Phillips, man or machine? He never qualified. There's a certain criteria you have to hit to get a man or machine video made about you. And Phillips never got close to that criteria. And it doesn't look like he's ever going to get close to that criteria. Because like I'm saying to you guys, if Phillips had a future at Man City, he was going to start today. Simple as. It was D-Day today for me. If he had a future at City, he had to start today. And he didn't. Pep opted to go with a number 8 turning into a number 6 instead of playing an actual number 6 in Calvin Phillips. He's done. I think he's done. And you know, when I'm saying it, it's probably real, because I've been one of the most lenient City fans with Calvin Phillips from the moment he walked through the door. I backed the guy through his injury. I said I liked him when he was at Leeds and when he plays for England. I said there must be a reason why we paid 50 million for him. But Pep has not picked him on a day where he is the obvious choice. On paper, he's the obvious choice. But Pep does not trust him. I think he's done. I mean, yeah, Codename says Calvin Phillips, man or myth. That might have to be the video. I think in the next couple of days I'll do a proper video diving into the Calvin Phillips thing, because, like I said, I've made my mind up. I'm sorry, he's done. I don't like to say these things. I don't like to use those kind of words about a City player, but if we're just being real, it's not looking good, Brev. It's not looking good. Try and sell Phillips. They will. They will. They will. I like him. He signed my shirt last year. I met him. Lovely guy. Really, really nice guy. Nicer than some of the other guys in the squad. I've met most of them now. But it's just not working out. It's just not working out, Calvin. Yeah, we're going to have hopefully another Doku show today, another Doku masterclass. The thing with Doku is as well, what's really exciting about him is, of course, he's going to take on players and he's going to get the fans off their seats kind of thing. But he is creative and he's going to unlock different avenues to create chances for Erling Haaland that we probably haven't had ever with Erling Haaland so far in our team. So I'm enjoying watching that chemistry build. The players spoke really highly about Doku. I saw one or two of them speaking this week. Nathan Ake spoke about how Nunes and Doku are both settling in really well. The manager seems to be very happy with Doku. So I think we have a star on our hands, I think we have a star on our hands in Jeremy Doku. Yeah, how we sign him then? Is he a cheeky signing? I don't know. I don't know who said I want Calvin Phillips. I don't know who decided he's what we need. Do we put that down and just say, you know what? It's an L. It's an L. We thought he was something he isn't, or we thought he was capable of doing something he isn't. Because I know us as fans, we haven't seen enough of a sample size of Calvin Phillips to really, know if he's a top player. But we have to trust Pep Guardiola. And if Pep's not picking him, that is the ultimate sign he does not trust Calvin Phillips. It's I don't know what more indication you need. So he's not picked today. Like I said, you guys know what I'm saying. I've reiterated enough. Pep doesn't trust him. And it's probably finito at City for Calvin Phillips. Like I said, it's sad because I like the guy, but he had to get picked today if he had any chance. Mangala 2.0. What are you saying? 130 in the building. I'm going to stay on for another 5 minutes or so. Then I'll send you over to Jordy Porty. Like I said, if you would smash a like on this stream, it massively helps. In 5 minutes' time, I'll end this stream after we have a bit more of a chat. It will redirect you straight over to Jordy Porty in the studio, the City Extra studio, for the full official watch along. So when this ends, just stick around and it'll bring you straight over, and smash a like there to all of your support, guys. Honestly, it massively helps us, and I can't thank all of you who show us support consistently enough. For hitting the like, subscribing, and just being good in the chat as well. So big up each and every single one of you, by the way. So yeah. And like I said, it is sponsored by Manscaped. Code Xtra20 at checkout on Manscaped. Get your beard trimmed, make it look fresh like mine. Well, it's not fresh right now. Trim your balls, whatever you want for yourself or for your partner. Code Xtra20 at checkout for 20% off, free shipping worldwide and that. But listen, no, I'm not in the watch along. I was meant to be at the game, but like I said, I got tickets let down. I was let down. I was meant to have 4 tickets, and I got let down for all of them. Just, it is what it is. I don't hold any grudges. We move on. I am booked in, like I said to you guys, for Arsenal away next week. I have my flights, I have my tickets, I have my fan cam equipment all ready to go. So Arsenal away is a big one. Get that penciled in your diaries. But we have to focus on the task at hand today, and that is Wolves away. There's no point talking about Arsenal. There's no point talking about October like I have been unless we beat Wolves today. We're in a good position in the Premier League. We've put ourselves in a good position based off the first 6 games so far. So it's time to just build on that and keep it going. Yeah, tough, Vito. I know, man. I know. Do we still want Paqueta? How would you guys feel about shifting Calvin Phillips on and bringing in Lucas Paqueta in January? Is that a W or L theory? I just want W's or L's. W for good idea, L for bad idea. Calvin Phillips X'd off. Bring in Lucas Paqueta. What do we think? Because you still have Rodri, Kovacic, and Nunes can all play in the 6. And then you bring in Paqueta, a creative samba type player. Yeah, a lot of W so far. Corey says L. Corey, you a bit of a Phillips fan? Samantha says W. Marshy Boy says W. Blue Moons Edit says W. I like Paqueta, man. I like Lucas Paqueta. He's an exciting player. He's an exciting player, man. W. Don't need him. It's more just for depth, man. Like, you look at our bench today, we don't have depth. We do not have depth. And we're still in the FA Cup, Champions League, Premier League, and Club World Cup. Depth, man. Especially after Christmas when there's less international breaks and the games start coming thick and fast. So, where's JP? JP is currently in the City Extra studio waiting for me to send you all over to the official watch along. So stay here. When I end this stream, it'll bring you straight over, redirect to the watch along for the official watch along with Jordy Porty. KDB and Bernardo will be back. Yeah, they will, yeah. But you can't at KDB's age and his high injury risk, which he is right now, you can't hammer out KDB for 90 minutes twice a week. You can't. We're playing games every 3 days pretty well after Christmas. You can't hammer out KDB. If you want to prolong KDB's career at Manchester City, you have to micromanage his minutes, literally down to the most specific detail. You got to handle KDB properly, or else you'll burn him out or he'll pick up more injuries. So I'm just thinking more of the lines of player protection and general depth, considering all the competitions we're in. So, you know what I'm saying? How come you're not at the game? Like I said, bro, I got let down for tickets. I had everything booked, got let down for tickets. It is what it is. It is what it is. I was looking forward to it, but there's nothing I can do about it out of my hands. I do apologize to any of you who are excited for the match day content, but you know what I'm saying? Nothing I can do. Musiala. Have you guys seen? I was going to make a video during the week. Have you guys seen that there's a source or a journalist on Twitter? I know, don't send for me saying, oh, he's low tier, he's not reliable. But someone's saying on Twitter, it's just interesting, that City are interested in Musiala as like the KDB successor, if that makes sense. I don't think we'll ever get a KDB successor. How can you be the successor to the greatest player in our club's history? But Musiala, man, he'd get me excited. Jamal Musiala, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. The secret scout, that's the one, man. I think it's difficult. He's the star boy in Germany. He's like their Saka or their Foden. It's going to be mega difficult. Mega difficult to get him out of Bayern Munich. Big up Mohammed with the super chat, man. Big up Mohammed. Haven't seen you in a while, my bro. He says, your boy Phillips has done it here. Mohammed, you're spitting facts, my friend. You're spitting facts. And I can't defend him anymore. I cannot defend Calvin Phillips anymore, Mohammed. I've tried to convince you lot. I've tried to convince myself. I've tried to convince my mum, my nan, my dog. But Pep says no. And we have to trust Pep. Like I keep saying to you guys, and it would be hypocritical for me to say otherwise, I always say to you, what Pep says goes. While you have the best manager in the world in your ranks, never, ever go against him. If he says send Cancelo to Bayern Munich, send him to Bayern Munich. That's what we did. If he says we don't trust Phillips, doesn't matter what you or I say, we don't trust Phillips. If Pep's not picking Phillips on a day where he's our only actual out-and-out six in the squad available, he's done out here. I'm sorry. I agree with you, Mohammed. It's dawned on me today. I've seen the light. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I feel sorry for him because he's a nice guy. You know that you want nice people to do well, but football is a cutthroat game, man. It's ruthless. And we know Pep is ruthless. He doesn't stick around for sentimentality. It is what it is. 6-1 Villa. Brighton getting blammed. Wow. Brighton, man. The Zerbi ball hype. No way we get much. Oh, wow. 6-1. No way we get Musiala. I'd love him, but like I said, it'd be tough. I don't know. Maybe you have to write a few checks. Should we add a few more zeros onto that check? Bayern. Kimmich would be sick as well. But yeah, listen, I suppose that's kind of it for pre-match build-up. Pep is banned. Pep's banned from the dugout. Pretty strong team. Calvin Phillips was the main talking point for me. I know you guys wanted me to give my honesty on Calvin Phillips because, like I said, I have been trying to defend him for a long time, but I've seen the light. I know a lot of you have been saying it for a long time, and big up to all of you. But yeah, Phillips, you're gone. You're banned. It is what it is. Pep's banned recruit only because he picked up 3 yellow cards this season. I wasn't even aware he picked up 3. I've been to pretty well every game this season, and I didn't notice he was picking up yellow cards as we were going along. But Pep is banned for picking up 3 yellow cards. He is allowed in the pre-match. He's allowed in the dressing room, I should say, pre-match and post-match, but it doesn't say anything about half-time, so he won't get to speak at half-time. But the sounds of it, that'll be down to Juan Malilo, and I would imagine Kyle Walker and whoever else in the leadership team is around. But he is allowed to do post-match interviews, Pep, so maybe he'll speak on it after the match. It's not a big deal. The team know their roles and responsibilities. Pep has built up to this game with the team all week. They know what they need to do. We should be beating Wolves. I believe we will beat Wolves. I said 3-0. I'm backing 3-0. And yeah, listen, that's kind of it, really. Yeah, he's missed 2 as well. I know, man. Pep's been inconsistent with his appearances this season, man. But listen, there's still 160 of you here. I actually really enjoyed this stream. I might do more of these pre-match build-up streams when I'm not at the games because it was sick getting the chat to all of you and see the news together on the pre-match build-up. So if you guys like it, let me know in the chat and I can do more of these when I'm not at the games. And smash a like on this. Like I keep saying, the likes really help. It's free to do. Subscribe if you're new around here. The stream is sponsored by Manscaped. Extra 20 at checkout if you want 20% off, free shipping worldwide. Now, I'm going to end the stream. All you need to do is stay exactly where you are. You stay exactly where you are. Don't need to click anything, and it will bring you straight teleport from me to Jordy Porty in the City Extra Studios. He is waiting for you lot to get into the official watch along. I'm sure he'll talk more about everything I did, but I did genuinely enjoy this. So if you guys enjoy it, if you guys liked it, let us know, and we'll definitely do more. So listen, big up every single one of you, man, every time, and stick around. Go and say hello to Jordy Porty for me in a bit.